All right, guys, a little preamble. We're talking about the Saitama Wolfpack right now. But if you want me to help you to trend this thing, to get it moving, and to get more potential eyes and more potential investors, then I need you to do me a favor. I'll keep it as short as possible, but today's video is a little bit long because we're talking about some serious technical analysis and details. But what I need you to do, watch all the way through, subscribe to the content, like the content, leave a comment down below, and that's all. What's going on, believers and Wolfpack? You know, sometimes in life, things fall apart, and it's up to people to put those things back together. And the rails came off of Saitama a while back, and despite all the negativity and all the sentiment and all of the fudding and all of the problems, Russ and all of these guys, they're still sitting here. They're still doing all the things that you needed them to do in order to get you back in a good position, right? You're not back in a good position yet, but you're getting there. And we're going to look at some technical analysis on Saitama. And you're going to might at some point maybe ask yourself, like, why is Bleaves covering Saitama when none of the other influencers are doing it, and all they have is like bad things to talk about? Well, the answer is because Bleaves doesn't give a shit what other people think. He's going to do what he thinks is best, and he thinks that informing the Saitama community is probably for the best right now. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right.
I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
All right, guys, we're going to go through this very simply and very easily. We're looking right now at the chart, and we see that I created a little channel here to show you kind of how this chart is playing out. And really, what you're looking at is not the best of charts, even though it's pointing in an upward direction, right? You're looking at this ascending sort of channel, but it could just as easily correct to the downside at any time, because just like every other token, you're kind of at the whim of Ethereum and Bitcoin at this point. Now, you see here, as we zoom in just a little bit, and this is an hour chart, by the way, you can see for the last 5 hours, there's been a little bit of green action. There's been a little bit of green action in the market in general, but this was off of a low of 35.69. And you can see over here that I'm using a 48 EMA, and you were underneath on the 48 EMA, but it's starting to come down and you're starting to close on it. So what does all this mean? Well, we're going to go over here to TradingView, and we're going to look at this like grown-ups instead of like children looking at DEX tools. Okay, so what we see over here is the RSI is starting to point upwards. Now, your RSI is above 30 right now. It's sitting at 37, that's a buy zone. This is what you would call a buy zone if you were looking. Now, you see here, we're at the bottom here. You just went back into that buy zone with this movement over here. Now, when you look over here, by the way, you're seeing the prices. The prices are different, by the way, because this is the Ethereum. This is factoring it based on Ethereum. So that's just the way that TradingView works, which is why you get this acknowledgement up here about the Ethereum price. So bear with me with this. You are about to face some resistance, and that resistance is coming in at 22,803, which is going to be right around, again, you can go look for yourself, and you're going to see a couple of lines up here. You're going to be right about here. You're going to experience a little bit of resistance at about 37,300. You can see right here, there's just about 4 different bars that are touching each other. That creates a level of resistance, and you're going to have to pop through that. Now, if you pop through that, then you do have fairly smooth sailing until you get up here in this 24 area, which is going to correlate right here to about 4,000. So if you get up to 4,000, and it's going to take some, look, it's going to take a little time. It's going to take a little work to get up there, because if you're an investor and you're looking to make trades, Saitama is a good place to make some trades. The problem with this is that nobody wants to trade when an EMA is underwater. You know, this is the spot where we just kind of go try to buy the bottom as best we can. But you can expect that you're probably going to get about a 10% increase over the next bunch of days. That's what it looks like to me. You're going to get at least about a 10% increase. I know it's not a lot, but it is something. And it does look like it's starting to kind of manifest itself. Now, that is subject to the market and the market sentiment. The most likely result here is for the market to keep pumping and for you to see this movement up this way, right through here. And then this EMA crosses over, and then the EMA starts to move back up. And then you guys probably cross over right around here. And that's kind of how this goes. Now, if you can maintain the bullish sentiment, then we cross that off, and then we get a little bit higher up. That puts you in the range of maybe a 43 or a 44. That puts you right here. This is that big resistance that we're talking about. So you guys pay attention to this. And if you want to accumulate right now, this is a good opportunity for accumulation. Do remember that down here, there is some better opportunity for accumulation. But if you can't help yourself and you don't want to wait just in case something happens, then you should be good to go right about now, because you're under. Your RSI is just now getting into that buy zone. And it should, if things work out well, trend up into this 60, 69 area. And so, yeah, that's about the way it's looking like right now. Of course, as with anything, you are subject to whatever happens with Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. They are running. So you're going to see yourself start running. It's not because of something you're doing. It's because of what they're doing. We're just along for the ride sometimes. But if you can come up with a good announcement, some kind of good anything to help pump that price, then that will help it up a little bit more, and that will make all of what we're talking about right here just get a little bit better. So let's move on. The other thing is Saitama community is post a 15-second max video telling us how you'll use your favorite Saitapro feature, and you might be featured in one of our videos. You celebrate Saitapro and talk about security, Saitaswap, Saitapay, bulk send, staking, or any other feature. So go do that. Get yourself known out there. Make a video. Some of these things will trend once they put this together. It's a good way to attract new investors. So this would be something to do. Also, our man Saitama Wolfman Gary asked a question. Can someone explain the benefits of Saitama LLC when we stake their tokens, but they're not coins for the moment? And where do the tokens come from that we receive? I understand our benefit, but not sure where Saitama benefit or income or return comes from. So the tokens rewarded from staking come from a pool that we've established. So what they did is they took a list of tokens and they moved them to the side. These are being held for this purpose. The more tokens staked, the more that is removed from the potential sell pool. So that helps stabilize and increase the market cap. Now, what we're talking about here is when you have your pooled amounts here, then what if all of the pooled amounts started to diminish because everybody had them staked and nobody could buy Saitama? There's a run on the price. And when there's a run on the price, what happens? Well, that means that the price goes up. So the price starts running because nobody can buy what they want to buy, and that creates demand, and that's how price shoots up. Now, I think Russ is a little bit, generally speaking, this is fine. But let's all remember something to just don't ever forget. There's a lot of tokens. There's a lot of tokens. So when we're having these kind of conversations, remember that take all of these with a grain of salt. You still got 2 zeros. It's a long way. This is a long way off. If you had a $1.6 billion market cap, you'd only be at 3 cents. If you had a $16 billion market cap, you'd only be at 37 cents. There's a long way from now into large value token dollar amounts. So I hope I'm explaining that right. I hope everybody understands that there's nothing wrong with this, and Russell explained it perfectly, but you have to understand that you have to continue to add holders. And one other thing that I'd like to point out, just so you guys can see it here, is 133,740 holders. That would mean no new holders in the last 24 hours. So You have to go out, sell this product, show this product, let people know the good that there is, and that's how this works at its very best. So you guys, you decide who you're going to be, and then you do what you got to do to make this thing move. And the product, I mean, the product almost sells itself, guys. Moving on. So that's where we are. Price action looks like it's in a buy zone right now. So you can expect some upward sentiment. The market is pumping. You can expect some upward sentiment that could all change at the drop of a hat, though. So please, when you're doing this, pay attention to what's going on. This is not financial advice. My name's Bleaves. I'm always right, and you should be very careful in your trading. And remember all of these things that I've been telling you right here, because it will help you tremendously in the long run.